Hi, welcome to Barcart Bookshelf, a video series about books and the drinks they inspire. My name is Elias, and today we're talking about The Adventures of Amina Al-Sirafi by Shannon Chakraborty. The Adventures of Amina Al-Sirafi is the first book in a new trilogy from Chakraborty, the author of The City of Brass and the associated Daivabad trilogy, which we have not covered here on Barcart Bookshelf, but are particular favorites of mine and books that I'm hoping to get to reread soon. I had a really wonderful time with The Adventures of Amina Al-Sirafi. It's a historical fantasy set in the trading world of the medieval Indian Ocean. So along the eastern coast of Africa, all through the coast of the Arabian Peninsula, and around Central Asia, Southwest Asia, to India, this whole Indian Ocean milieu. And it is a pirate adventure story because you can't have a story set on an ocean without pirates. It's just a real wonderful pirate heist. The main character, Amina Al-Sirafi, is a retired pirate. She's a mother now. She's being called in for one last job, and she's getting her crew back together. And there's magic, and there's gin, and there are adventures on the high seas. And it's just wonderfully historically researched and still fantastical, and really just a very, very fun book. If you like pirates, and if you're here, I assume you like pirates. If you like books set in this sort of Southwest Asia, Near East, North African sort of world, and again, if you're here, I assume you do, because it's just really such a wonderful setting when it's fictionalized, and all the more wonderful when it's rooted in deep historical research. You're gonna have a lot of fun with this. If you like books about mothers and motherhood and the sort of tension of being a working parent and what it is to feel the call of adventure and also feel the call of home and of family, you're gonna have a great time. Plus, there are sea monsters. And so, because I had such a grand time with the book, of course, we had to have a drink. Our drink today is a mocktail. Amina and many of her crew are practicing Muslims, and while there are times in her life where she has enjoyed the palm wine of the Maldives, in the novel, she's on the more responsible path, and so she's abstaining from alcohol. She's following the dietary restrictions of her religion, and so of course we had to have a mocktail in respect of that, and because there's a drink that's described in the book that is a sort of non-alcoholic drink, and I absolutely had to try it for myself, had to take my own spin on it. And so today's drink is the Marawati. It is named for the ship that Amina captains, and it's based on a drink that is described in the city of Mogadishu in East Africa over the course of the novel. So, we are going to start with some plain whole milk yogurt. This drink in the book is sour dairy, cured lemons, ginger, and chilies. And so we're going to see over the course of our building our mocktail how that is. How we're going to do that for the sort of home bartender, excuse me. So we're going to get a 1/4 cup of that whole milk plain yogurt as our sour dairy. Next, for the cured lemons, going to get 1 ounce of lemon cordial. This is the lemon syrup that we make here that is just getting finished up, so we'll need to do a fresh batch. And that's made with fresh lemon juice, with sugar, and with the lemon peels. And so you get a much richer sort of depth of flavor there, and it preserves that lemon flavor for a lot longer than you would get if you were just using fresh lemon juice. Still, to brighten it up, to add an extra zing, we are going to get half an ounce of fresh lemon juice in there as well. So 1 ounce lemon cordial, half an ounce lemon juice. For our ginger, using that fan favorite Pratt Standard ginger syrup, we're going to get half an ounce of that in there, really bringing the heat. You can do things with some more intensity when you're using something like that whole milk yogurt, because that's going to soften the effect of like this really fiery, peppery ginger. And so we're going to conclude with a bar spoon of that hot chili tincture. And I'll have a link in the description below for the glycerin-based and totally alcohol-free El Guapo Fuego bitters that you can use as a substitute for this. Again, it's just a bar spoon, so if you're making something like a hot chili tincture, it's like vanilla extract. It's not adding any sort of noticeable amount of alcohol to your mocktail, but I do understand that some folks really do want to go for that glycerin-based, totally alcohol-free substitute, and we've got that in the description down below. Now, we're going to give this just a little bit of a stir with our bar spoon before we add ice to help the yogurt incorporate. Wonderful. And we'll set that aside. Now we get our ice going on. Just sort of drop that on down in there. Super. Get our tins on top. Shake it up, wake it up. And you really do want to shake this for a good long while because we are a little bit thicker with the yogurt, and you want to get that nice and liquidy and diluted well, really nicely blended. So give it another extra shake, and you should be all set. Beautiful. Let that drip on down and set it aside. And then we will get our drinking vessel. I am using my tropical octopus mug today. Really fun with all the tentacles on the cover to have a tentacle in our glass as well. And I'm going to give that some crushed ice. Just really refreshing if you've been out on a ship all day or hanging out on the coast of East Africa. It's really nice to have that refreshing, cooling, crushed ice in there. Pure luxury living in the world of Amina Al-SIRAFI. And then we're going to strain our Marawati into our vessel. Beautiful. Just nice and refreshing, cooling yogurt, fiery ginger, spicy chili, bright lemon. Really a lovely, refreshing mocktail. And so there you have it. This is the Marawati, inspired by The Adventures of Amina Al-SIRAFI. The Adventures of Amina Al-SIRAFI is available now. I've got a link to snag the book in the description below, as well as a link to the Boston Shaker, where we get all of our tools and ingredients, things like that substitute Fuego bitters, things like the ginger syrup, all of the tools that I'm using, the octopus. Got links to various forms of social media, including Twitter and Instagram, where there's always a written version of today's recipe. Try the drink. Let me know what you think. It's a really great one, I think, in the morning. Nice one in the evening on the porch watching the sunset. Really great for spring and summer. So something to enjoy in the season ahead. If you've read Amina Al-SIRAFI, I would love to hear your thoughts. I am eagerly awaiting book 2. I had just such a grand time with it. Please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about what we do here. It really helps us find new audiences. Hitting that like button makes me so very happy. And until next time, cheers.